Things you may not know about your spirit guides, part 6. So I'm Allie, I'm a psychic medium and a channeler. If you're not familiar with me, you can go to the link in bio. There's more information about me in there and on my Patreon. So just getting started with this again, someone asked in the comments on another video in this series why she's meditating, but she's not able to hear her guides. A common misconception with spirit guides is that you have to hear them. And if you're not hearing them, then you're not connecting with them. Nothing could be further from the truth. Actually, for many psychics and mediums, they don't actually have clairaudient ability, or they don't have it all the time, or they only have it with certain spirits. Not all of them can hear 24/7. Some definitely can, but not all can. And another thing with your guides is that for many of us, our guides actually don't sound like anything. They come in as a thought, but you might notice that a thought pops in your head almost as though it's an answer to a question or part of a dialogue, but the vernacular or the way that that sentence is said or structured, the language that's being used, the vernacular, the vocabulary that's being used, feels very different from the way that you normally think or from your own thought process. So that's one way to tell if it's a spirit or a guide coming in. And I will be teaching more about this in my masterclass, which is now linked in my bio if you want to come and join us for that soon. So that's one thing. And then another piece is that your guides will really take any route to work with you and to help you. So if you're primarily clairvoyant, you get a lot of visions, you're a seer, you have precognizant vision, or you are able to see memories that people have, or see auras or energy around people, if you're able to see energy zooming and moving, if you see flashes of images or movie reels in your head, you have a lot of visual types of things outwardly or in your third eye, in your mind. Your guides can use that to start to convey things to you. I always tell people I would not rely on that one on its own. You definitely want to have a well-developed sense of claircognizance and clear knowing or clear intuition if you have that, so that you don't misinterpret what you're seeing or sensing though. And same thing for sensory abilities. Guides will work with, if you're a very big feeler, they will work with that. Again, keep in mind that as you begin to open that ability up, or if you're trying to work with that ability, you got to be real clear on what you're feeling and why you're feeling it, and be really open to learning new, how different sensations work. And you're going to have to relearn how your body and how the sensations going on in and around you work. And that is something that I think a lot of people are very surprised by when they first start connecting with guides, is how clairsentient they are, but how it's almost like nothing they've ever felt or experienced before. In addition, they can come through, like I said, like claircognizantly, like you just know what they're trying to get you to do. You just know where they want you to go. You just know that they're there. And you're like, I can't explain it. I feel kind of nuts. You're not nuts. You just know. And often with just knowing, there's not a lot of proof in it. Often if you receive guidance and you act on it though, that trust muscle around it will get stronger. It's not going to get stronger if you don't work it though. So you're going to have to do some, I call it data collecting, and it helps our minds take away the right or wrong or the worry around it. And we just go, no big deal, just learning how I work, just collecting data on how my guides connect, just seeing what I gather from it, NBD, seeing what happens when I act on it. And so that takes a lot of the pressure off of like right and wrong and all of that type of stuff that we go through, which a lot of us are conditioned to believe in. A lot of us are conditioned to want to get things right. That is literally what the school system does to us. It's not our teacher's fault, so I'm not blaming you if you're a teacher, but that is a lot of how American school systems are structured. That said, your guides will really take any route to work with you. And one of the ways that they work with us the most that people don't realize is just little inspirations, intuitions, and nudges. It's not always a conversation. Like I said, that can happen for people sometimes. Sometimes it gets stronger at certain times. Sometimes for people, it kind of opens up out of nowhere. For some people, they have it one day and then don't have as much of it the next. But for a lot of people, they just get little intuitions and nudges. It's not always some big, profound, download of information or hit of wisdom. Now, on that note, you might start to get certain things like, if your guides are trying to get you to do something, you may see them working through other people in the world around you. And so you're going to have to move out of some of that resistance to being open and vulnerable and making new contacts and new connections with people, because if you're trying to work with their guidance, they're going to try to get you out in the world to work with other people. Sometimes it's easier for them to drop something into someone else's mind where they're like, I don't know why I have to say this. I just have to say this to you. And same for you with other people. So wanted to mention that as well. If you have more questions, feel free to pop them in the comments. Like I said, I will have my readings waitlist is available if you would like those, but I really am here to teach, so come and join us in the Patreon or sign up for the upcoming masterclass on learning how to work with spirit guides.